But I want to talk about compassion from the lens of practice. So the question really is, what is that acupuncture point? And I think what I'm going to share is less about the mechanics, but more about the heart of that acupuncture point, which I think is the heart of the teacher, is that we teach who we are. We are wired to respond with compassion. We are wired to care. We want to be connected. Our well-being is rooted in that connection. But we haven't designed society, let alone education, with that design principle. I think we need to amplify compassion quotient. We know about intellectual quotient. We know about emotional quotient in the last 10, 15 years, but we know very little about compassion quotient. So what is that intelligence? And it's actually an intelligence. It's not just a feeling. We know about the neurochemistry, at least in the last 10 years, of what compassion does, but what happens to a collective field where that compassion is ignited? But there's an intelligence to that. You feel into that context, you feel into that moment, and you realize that you can actually connect, and through that connection, you can actually feel into the context and respond into that context, not in an extractive way, not as a consumer, but as a contributor, right? As a being that's connected with the other. It's very profound. So what is that compassion quotient? And how do we circulate more of it? And we have forgotten this very simple idea that we teach who we are. And it takes so many generations to build one living bridge. And I think this is the opportunity that we are offered with. To do the work of kindness, to raise compassion quotient is not a quick story, is not a sensational story. Right? It's a slow story. It's a living bridge story. It's a story that takes generations. And so we need to expand our feedback loops from quick here and now to a lot bigger. And it starts with each one of us so that we learn to teach who we are.